Hi everybody and welcome to World Day for Animals in Laboratories. It's a funny old time, isn't it? Obviously I'm speaking to you because we're all in so-called splendid self-isolation, and I was honoured and proud to be the guest, or be asked to be the guest speaker at the Liverpoole event today. But here we are, we're all doing little video snips to basically learn to diversify. And that's what we do as humans. We adapt, we evolve, and we change. And that's paramount in this. We have to embrace and utilise what tools we have. We have to look forward to the future. We have to live in the now and be in the present. But also within that, we have to let go of what serves us no purpose. And we have to let go of outdated, old, archaic, and often viewed as traditional ways. And there is nothing else really as vile and heinous as animal cruelty, the consumption of meat and dairy, and especially, animal experimentation, testing on animals. We all share this planet together. Animals are not here for us, they're with us. And the real pandemic in all of this throughout time is the human race. We are the virus upon the planet. We are poisoning everything there is. And we are, the cancer upon the earth. Animal experimentation, basically, it forms the backbone of what we now know as the animal rights movement, animal liberation front, whatever you want to view. It all stems from, animal experimentation. People stood up against that, and they have been for decades. And they were the forerunners, really, of what we do now, and the reason that we're all coming together now to oppose it. Like I said, we need to change. Animals, unfortunately, do not have any rights, none whatsoever. They're seen as being there to be abused, exploited, manipulated, slaughtered, treated abysmally, cruelly, and quite simply, it has to end. We really, really do have to end this. Look, animal experimentation, hundreds of thousands, millions of animals in laboratories are poisoned every single year, and these are mice, frogs, cats, rabbits, monkeys, fish, birds, dogs. Basically, there's no species that is safe. And I remember when I first started secondary school, a long time ago, back in 1980. Yeah, I was 11 then, so I'll be 51 next month. I remember science was split up into 3 different classes. You had chemistry, you had biology, and there was another one as well, but I can't remember because I really, really wasn't interested in science at all. But I remember in biology, I remember sitting at these desks every single sort of week, once a week. And I remember to the right of me, there was a picture of a rabbit, and it was having shampoo put in its eyes. And that image has stayed with me all of my life. And I remember, back at that tentative age thinking, what the heck is going on? But I didn't understand it. But yeah, that image has stayed with me, and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed 40 years later from what I remember. That was my first sort of memory of thinking, hang on a minute, nothing's changed. It still happens. Beagles, they're still being forced to smoke, so we can test out the drugs and the nicotine. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's lunacy. And all of these companies, They pay massive, massive amounts, you know, to have their own experiments conducted on these animals. And the fact is, animals' DNA is totally different to ours. Just over 92% of all experiments carried out on animals, they fail when transferred over to humans because the DNA makeup is so dissimilar. You know, it's miles apart. You know, what are we doing? And so I'm just keeping an eye on my dog, Pagan, because he's a bit fidgety. Go and lie down then. Go and lie down. And now he's grumbling, but you know. So I've got a dog. You know, I love animals. I'm a joint owner of an animal sanctuary. We rescue animals, and I just know that we have to move on. We have to stop these places. But yeah, all of these, so many companies now, they pay small fortunes or vast fortunes to have people do the work for them. And one way we can diversify now, because we can't go and stand outside and pick at them, and we can't really physically oppose what they do. We can do by not buying into companies, but if you Google and check out online companies that test on animals, you will get an infinite list of it. And a good one, if you want to buy vegan or cruelty free, look for the leaping bunny, you know, or the PETA symbol, and that's always a good sort of direction as to being totally cruelty free and not tested on animals. I mean, some of these, like I say, these experiments, they're just archaic and outdated and downright cruel. And the majority of them are done just because we can, not because we need to. We don't need to anyway, but just out of idle curiosity. I mean, look at the monkeys. I'm sure most of you will have seen the pictures of monkeys with implants in their brains and their heads. You know, these poor animals, they deserve so much more. They give us absolutely everything, and at every opportunity we betray them. You know, there is no other species that is such a pandemic. And I will use that word because we're in the COVID-19 situation now. There is no other species that violates and discriminates and poisons and toxifies every single thing they come into contact with. You know, we are the worst of all life, but we think we are at the centre of the universe. We think the world spins around, you know, us, and we are at the centre of it all. It has to end. And because now we're stuck in this situation, a good way to do it, if you want to get active, is to email these people, you know. Yeah, do it constantly, you know. And one of the biggest ones we've all heard of is Huntingdon Life Sciences. And there's always, you know, for decades, there's been people protesting there. Now we have to utilise what we can do. And literally, if you want to send an official letter, if you want to handwrite a letter and put all of your feelings down in that, then by all means do that. You know, these companies and these businesses' addresses, they're not hard to find. So you can send them a handwritten letter. You can send them emails. We have to get this stopped. Seriously, we really do. We are committing the ultimate betrayal upon the animals, but that then holds a mirror up to what we have become and who we are. So, yes, you know, please try and take that on board and get emailing or get writing, because we cannot stand for this anymore. We really can't. You know, the year is 2020. They deserve much better, and we know better, so it's time we started to do better. And we've also, not just companies as well, there's many universities, university campuses that sort of allow this, and they practice this as well. So once again, you know, get on the computer, Google them, find out from friends, get a think tank going, and if you get half a dozen, you know, designate one or two that you can each do and just bombard them with emails and letters. You know, it has, like I said, you know, 2020 now, it has no place in this world at all. It's never had a place. And like I say, you know, the tests carried out on animals, supposedly for our health, once you actually put those tests into humans, 92% fail. Now, how many millions of animals within that 92%, you know, have suffered horrifically and have died? All for nothing. All for nothing. Just because we can. Being vegan is not enough anymore. It really isn't. You know, at every opportunity, we have to raise awareness. We have to be the voice for the voiceless. We have to speak out for those that are screaming in silence, you know, in laboratories, in slaughterhouses. We really, really do. We owe it to them. And in their capability to suffer, an animal is no different to us. A pig is a dog, is a cow, is a girl, is a boy. You know, we all have the same ability to suffer. And if you claim to love animals, which the majority of people do, then why are you allowing all this to happen in so-called civilized societies? It has been going on for far too long. These are outdated and archaic practices. And I still cannot work out why veganism is only approximately 7% of all societies around the world. Yet everybody professes to love animals and wants to be sustainable. They pledge to be ethical. It falls short totally. So being vegan, again, is not enough. We have to speak out when we see injustice. And animal experimentation is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, injustices of all time. So I hope that I have given you food for thought, and I hope that you're enjoying your time off, you know, time to allow yourself to do the things you never had time to do. Well, like I say, it has been an absolute pleasure to speak here for World Day for Animals in Laboratories. My name is John Arwin, and yeah, it's been an absolute honour. So please take care, everyone. Stay safe and never, ever, ever be silent. Speak out when you see injustice and always be a voice for the voiceless. Thank you and much love. Bye.